Welcome back, ladies and germs. Today I have part 2 of my elemental bending in vanilla Minecraft, and the explanation why I wasn't uploading. So, without further ado, I'm gonna explain. So, the snapshot kinda messed up everything. I was playing some survival, and I got on my world, and all the chests were gone. This was from 26B to 26C. And then 26B, I think they deleted the snapshot, I don't know. It wasn't there, so I couldn't go back to it. So I just had to completely start over. And before realizing that I had to start over, I went onto my earthbending world and deleted everything there. And yeah. So, I went from 26C and I just did some stuff, and then I went to 27, and the problem with 26C was that it created, it just deleted all the stuff. It deleted all command blocks, anything, it seemed like anything that wasn't a full block, and it deleted all the trees, all the leaves, I don't know. So that happened, and then I loaded which world did I load? It was, well, I loaded my survival world, and that world had, a ton of problems. All the chests were gone, all the trees were gone, and then from 26C to 27, it just deleted, all the contents, or, no, it was in a 10 block radius, maybe, I think it was 10 blocks, and it just deleted everything in 10 blocks. It didn't delete anything else, just 10 blocks. So, last time I left the world, I was right here, and I came back on, and this whole thing was gone. So I had to completely recreate all this firebending. So that was 2 weeks ago, and that's why, or last week, and that's why I didn't upload last week, because I was generally depressed. I'm not mad, but I rebuilt everything. So that, and yes. I'm still kind of mad I lost my survival world, but I started again, and, yeah. So, we covered last week the two, I guess, things that happen when you're in the fire category. Yeah, and then we covered the ranged attack, and the healing move. And today we have sort of a firestorm and a fire flame run. I don't know what to call either of these. But so, yeah. So let's get started. I'm just going to put that away. And I'm going to need fire torches. So I can grab this. And well, let's start with this Firestorm. If I come over here, and I put this down, you can see fire just appears everywhere. Hey, where's the sound? There's supposed to be sound effects. Oops. Okay. Well, let's get right into the next move. Go away. Okay. So the next move, if you shift, yeah, there we go. You get to create fire, I guess. Shift, and fire is in. Oh, I have to wait for it to cool down. Okay, yeah. So you shift, and you get to create fire, yay, and you get to run fast, and stuff. So we've got Firestorm and Fire Run. I was going to make another one, and then I was depressed slightly, so I decided not to. And I might possibly make a final episode when I finish Air and Water, where I do one final move. But yes, for all of them, an epic, I don't know. But so yeah, and then Fire Run, womp. Can do it anywhere, it just creates that same pattern. You can basically create a wasteland. Yeah, so on to the redstone. So we're obviously starting out with a clock, and then this is the fire sprint, and it's testing for if there's a player with a score of crouch of 1 or higher, and if there is, it'll signal an output, which will start this hopper clock that is constantly updating these 2 command blocks, changing the block data of transfer cooldown to 0, so it's going super fast instead of the regular speed. Yeah, so that's constantly activating this. And this command block executes to a player with a score of fire of 1 or higher and a score of crouch of 1 or higher, and it sets a block of fire underneath them and replaces it with, only replaces air. And then this one affects every player with fire and crouch of 1 or higher, with speed, level 10,000, level 0, no particles. And after a bunch of ticks, it's going to activate these 3 command blocks, and then this one. This one is a scoreboard command. It's setting every player with a score of fire of 1 or higher, score of crouch to 0. And it is cloning these repeaters here to these repeaters here, so it just resets the repeaters. And it doesn't seem to be completely working. I will show you this. So I just activated it. And you can see once it hits that one, it kind of turns them all on and then off, and then it gives you like one last repeater that goes. The clock doesn't turn off at the same time the clone command happens, so it's still going, but I don't know why it completely turns all of the repeaters on for a second. But yeah, next command block and final one is affecting every player with a score of fire of 1 or higher and clearing any effect that they have, which I should probably, that's fine. And then after 1 tick, it's going to set every player, or nearest player, I should change that to every player, with a score of crouch of 1 or higher and a score of fire of 1 or higher, a score of crouch to 0, and so that's going to reset it all. So yeah, that is the fire sprint. Give me some suggestive names. I don't know what to call any of these. If you have a good idea, please, I'd like to hear it. And then, okay, so the Firestorm. Yes, this is very simple. It's testing for a player with a score of fire of 1 or higher and a score of FCU of 1 or higher, and that is fire charge use. So if that score is 1 or higher, it's going to activate. It's going to activate this big thing of command blocks, and each one is just summoning falling sand. It's executing to every player with a score of fire of 1 or higher and summoning falling sand with a certain motion, and they're all different motions, obviously. And then back here, this one is setting every player with a score of fire of 1 or higher and a score of FCU of 1 or higher, a score of FCU to 0. And then finally, we have play the sound, but it didn't work because it needs to be loud. So now, if I do this, it makes that noise. Yeah, it's just going to spray fire everywhere. And that is pretty much it. All commands will be in the description. Hope you learned something and hope you enjoyed. And also, again, please, if you have a good name for some of these moves from Earthbending and these moves, please leave it in the comments. Thanks for watching. Hope you learned something and hope you enjoyed.